So it seems that yet again Marvel has failed at trying to make their characters popular over in Japan, as the Spider-Man manga, Spider-Man Fake Red, well, it's been canceled. Oh, you know, Japan yet again, saying no when Marvel has tried to get their characters popular over there. Oh, Marvel, you failed yet again. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, Marvel yet again has failed trying to get their characters popular in Japan, to no surprise, really. And this isn't the first time that Marvel tried to get their characters popular in Japan, and which, of course, it failed before, and here it is failing again. And, what they did was a few months back, last year in the fall, they were trying to collaborate with Shonen Jump and Kodansha to actually try to make Spider-Man manga, with many very well-known and popular mangaka. And so they were going to do one chapter apiece, each of these mangaka were, and apparently, well, it sold decently over Japan, but it wasn't enough for reprint value as stated. And with them teaming up with Kodansha, which they're very big. Okay, they're huge. In fact, I'll get to that in just a moment. But while they did partner up with Kodansha, to make Spider-Man manga and have these mangaka, these very popular mangaka work on it, and it sold decently, but not enough for reprint value, that just means that it failed. And when you're trying to, make something popular in another country, like how Marvel's trying to do in Japan, yeah, that's never a good sign. And, it seems like the most important thing to Japan that they know these characters from would be the movies, considering that if you look at modern day Marvel, that's how a lot of people know these characters is through the movies. Because comics, they just don't sell. And, of course, you could definitely tell that Marvel was trying to go for, the Japanese audience because try to make it popular in another country, but also they're trying to appeal to a younger audience, such as how manga is, appealing to a younger demographic nowadays, because kids just don't care about comics, and if you read the modern Marvel comics, they're either hit or miss, and they're typically pretty bad nowadays, though. They're pretty bad. So of course, the creator came out, and this is what he stated about this. I was informed that the discontinuation of the series Spider-Man False Red has been decided. I'm really disappointed it continues. Initial sales of paper books were quite good, and I would think so because typically people like physical copies. But, as someone who is a comic fan as well as a manga fan, yeah, I like actual physical copies because I like to collect them rather than I do, digital. And then again, the physical copies hold their values where digital doesn't. So, just saying. But they did not grow and could not reach the reprint line. It seems that the electronic version did not sell at all. It continues. So that goes to show you that it wasn't bad in terms of sales, from what this creator is saying. So the creator was stating that it's not bad when it comes to physical sales. So that's one thing. But since it wasn't enough to grow for it to hit the reprint line, that's still not a good sign. That means that it wasn't popular enough to make it. And that's not a good thing. That means that Marvel failed there. I am very sorry for the dear readers who have been waiting for the continuation of this work. I really wanted to draw the continuation. Honestly, I'm too depressed now, and my thoughts aren't organized. But anyway, thank you for reading and buying Excelsior. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Whenever your sales are not good enough, they're not going to hit that reprint line. Therefore, you're not going to get more copies of it. And from what I know, it doesn't have an actual physical copy. And, from what I've seen on some Reddit posts, from what I've seen just kind of around, because, this is only in Japan, I have seen some posts state that it's actually good. So that's interesting to know. I'd like to read it myself personally to get a thought on it. But of course, the only other way that I could potentially even see somebody being able to do it is by, good old shiver me timbers and sailing those high seas, if you know what I mean. But the creator went on to state, all of the works I have published so far have been released in overseas versions, but it is very disappointing that Spider-Man's Fake Red only has no plans. I got a hot message from overseas fans, so I really wanted to deliver it. So right there, that is their statement saying that it's not overseas, that it is specifically in Japan, and that the creator wanted to deliver it to overseas fans, but apparently it's not going to get that reprint. Therefore, it's not going to happen. So this is going to be a very rare book. It's going to be something very hard to obtain. Now, if you get yourself a copy, or if you already have one, I'd definitely hold on to it because that sounds like it's going to be valuable. But it's another failed attempt from Marvel. Also, when you think about it, because Marvel yet again failing. If you know modern Marvel, they are just so bad at what they do. Now, Kodansha is actually extremely popular. Now, I want to bring up the importance of Kodansha here, because Kodansha themselves, for those who may not actually know, fun fact about Kodansha is actually the largest Japanese publishing company, and it produces the manga magazines of Nakayoshi Afternoon Evening, Weekly Shonen Jump, that's obviously a very big one, and Besatsu. Now, that is huge. And if you look at the big library, they have, stuff like Akira, Attack on Titan, which, Akira is just beautiful series, beautiful movie if you ever watch it. Obviously Attack on Titan is very popular. Eden Zero, which is starting to get up popularity, which is getting an anime adaptation soon, which I am looking forward to. Obviously Fairy Tail. There's a lot of known titles that Kodansha has. Also like Cardcaptor Sakura. Sailor Moon. I mean, they have a huge amount. Fire Force, Fate Grand Order. I mean, you've got tons of manga as well as literary books. I mean, they have a huge amount. So to make a deal with Kodansha, you would think that that's going to cost you a pretty penny, because that is not cheap. So that has to be a lot that Marvel has lost out on there. That's pretty bad. Also, other good titles like Ghost in the Shell. I mean, I love Ghost in the Shell. Big fan of Ghost in the Shell. As well as other titles like Persona. Now, I was more of a fan of the games than I am the anime, for example. Ace Attorney, that's a great series. I mean, I like both the games as well as the anime, but that's just me. But it has a huge list. Rave Master, Rave, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, you never checked it out. You definitely should, 100%. But point is that for Marvel to make a big deal with Kodansha and then it fail, this is a big, epic failure on Marvel's part yet again. And I mean, if you look at the art here, I just wanted to show off a little bit that was on the Twitter account from the owner, like the creator of the series. There was a lot of beautiful art that they did. I mean, the creator did an excellent job on some of this stuff. And, I think that it looks brilliant. And, these are cover arts right here, of course, but they look very, very good and very, very appealing. If only we could get good stuff like that here, you know what I mean? With how Marvel has failed so much over here now, because I can guarantee you right now, if you had the movies, you had the shows, if they were just gone, I can tell you right now that comics, Marvel would just be done. Marvel Comics would be over with, more than likely. I mean, they might license them off to other companies to make comics or shows or movies for them, but, comics would be done. I mean, the industry itself is already collapsing, and it's pretty much dead as it is, but, that's the thing. To see this happen, it's definitely not a good thing for Marvel yet again. It's another epic fail on their behalf, and, as much as they have, push some really terrible comics, create some really bad stuff, make terrible decisions, in fact, hire awful people. I mean, you look at how bad it's been doing over here in the States. I mean, oh, it's awful. As I've talked about multiple times, the industry itself is falling apart. Marvel, DC, and a bunch of these other companies, they only have themselves to blame for it because, they caused that problem. They did it themselves by running off their own fans. And I mean, if you look at it, manga continues to grow, and of course, Marvel thought that maybe we can get a bigger audience now if we do it with manga. But that blew up in Marvel's face clearly, and as you can tell, it's another failure for the Western comic book industry as it continues to collapse. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure you were still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the news videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.